I'm Dr. Chidanand, Associate Professor of Sociology, working in Shikab ARS Inamdar Women's College, Vizaypura. I'm speaking about the status of women in ancient India. Women in the Vedic and post Vedic periods. It is generally believed that the Vedic period is spread over from 300 BC to 600 BC. Some universal observations and broad generalization can only be made regarding the status of women throughout this vast period. The position of women in matters relating to the marriage and family in Vedas. More than 3000 years ago, during the Vedic age, women were assigned a high place in family and in society. In this period, the marriage was considered a social and religious obligation. The marriage was not forcibly obligatory on them. Monogamy was the form of marriage during Vedic days. In the Vedic case, there was both the custom of Kanya Vivaha, where the marriage of a pre-puberty girl was arranged by her parents and Prauda Vivaha. Then there was also the custom of Swayamvara, where girls usually of royal families had the freedom to choose her husband from among the eligible bachelors invited to her house for the occasion. Normally, there were also love marriages called Gandharva Vivaha. The practice of taking dowry was there, but it was only representative. And women in the Ramayana and Mahabharata. In the epic history Mahabharata, the noble Prince Bhishma Pitama declares, the teacher who teaches true knowledge is more important than 10 instructors. The father is more important than 10 such teachers of true knowledge, and the mother is more important than 10 such fathers. There is no greater guru than mother. We find vast references of the appearance of courage, mentally powerful, willpower, and valor of women like Kaikeyi, Sita, Rukmini, Satyabhama, Savitri, Draupadi, and many other women. Ramayana and Mahabharata were glorious illustration for the Hindu ideal womanhood. It glorifies the values of Pativritya and ideologies. Women had been called the root of dharma and prosperity in India. In educational opportunities, women in Vedas, many women were educated in several disciplines and wrote some of Vedic hymn. Women of Kshatriya Varna received soldierly arts training and arms guidance. The properties Gargeyi, Viswavara, Gosha, Maitreyi, Lopamudra, Goda, Apala, Aditi, Indrani, Indramata, Yemi, Sahaswati, Shraddha, Savitri, and many other recognized as Brahmavadinis. and composed Vedic hymn. These highly intellectual and greatly learned women who choose the path of Vedic studies were called Brahmavadinis, and occupational freedom of women in Vedas. Vedic women had economic liberty. Some women were engaged in teaching work. Home was the place of production, and also that included vocal instrumental music and dance. Women were also allowed to learn marital pursuits. The property rights of women in Vedas. In Vedas, the women were very much restricted inheriting property during the time of Vedas. A married daughter had no say in her father's property, but each spinster was allowed to one fourth share of patrimony received by her brothers. As a wife, a woman had no direct say in her husband's property. However, a forsaken wife was allowed to only one third of her husband's assets. A widow was predictable and to lead a severe of life and had no share in her husband's property. The role of women in religion during Vedic times. Women so disposed were the holy thread and were taught the holy mantras of Vedic. The women are also eligible to Gayatri Mantra Upadesha and to learn Gayatri Mantra because any person who has undergone the Yajnopedam ceremony is eligible for Gayatri Mantra Upadesha. The religious ceremonies and sacrifices were performed jointly by the husband and the wife. The Vedic period, the amount of freedom given to women to take part in public activities. They enjoyed freedom in selecting their even male partner, and widows were allowed to remarry. Divorce was, however, not allowed to them. Women were given complete freedom in family matters and were treated as ardhanginis. However, women during the period of Dharma Shastra and Puranas, the status of women gradually declined and underwent a major change. The girls were miserable of formal education. Freedom of women was curtailed. Sons were given more weightage than daughters. Manu, the lawgiver of Indian society, gave the statement that women have to be under father during the childhood, under her husband during the youth, and under her son during the old days. At no stage shall she deserve freedom. Due to the various restrictions imposed on the freedom of women, some problems started creeping in the social field. Pre-puberty marriage came to be practiced and widow remarriage was prohibited. Husband was given the status of God for a woman. The education was completely denied to women. In the economic field, a woman was totally denied. Though women in the Buddhist period or in the Buddhism philosophy, the status of women improved a little during Buddhist period, even if there was no tremendous change in Bauddha Dharma, the philosophy. however, preached equality, and he tried to improve the cultural, educational, and religious status of women. However, women in the Vedic and the post Vedic period, women were not only restricted to domestic work, but also they could resort to an educational career. The women were respected and the valued in Vedic society. Their political, economic status, however, remained unchanged in ancient India. This is the brief. This is the brief, the knowledge, the experiences, the given information in this speech. This is the only brief information about the status of women in ancient India. Thank you.